Welcome back to the Seaboard Central, everyone. Last month I did an episode on all about covered hoppers, and it did spark a lot of interest, and folks have asked for me to do other car types. So on this episode, I'm going to cover gondolas, and if it's successful and people seem to like it, I'll do more. So if you enjoy this episode, be sure to hit that like button. It sure does mean a lot, and it lets me know that you appreciate what I'm doing. So today we're going to cover gondolas. In the future, we may cover box cars and tank cars. If you're interested in that, leave a comment below. So gondolas have been around for a very long time. They were one of the first cars that were ever made to move freight on railroads, besides box cars, stock cars, and flat cars. And they learned very early that if you put sides to a flat car, you can hold bulk commodities where it won't fall off the car. So what people may not realize is that gondolas come in all sorts of types. And today I'm going to cover the various types of gonds, and so you might learn something from it. I hope you do. And we'll talk also about what they may carry. So there are basically four different types of gondolas. Actually, there's more, but we're going to go over the four major ones. The first one being the standard unequipped gondola, otherwise known as mechanical designation code GB. And then you have the equipped gondola, known as a GBS. And you have coil cars. The covered coil cars are known as GBSR. And then you have rotary gondolas or high side gondolas that are known as GTs. So for unequipped gondolas, their AAR car type starts with the letter G. And these are just your plain standard gondolas. Nothing special about them. They have rigid underframes and they have a solid floor. Now their floor could be a steel floor or it could be a wood floor. They could have solid ends, or the ends could drop on to the inside. So that way they could hold longer loads. For example, that pipe load that's in that 65-foot gon could go in a 50-foot gon if you put the ends down, although they would overhang the car and you'd have to have spacers. Now I have two examples of unequipped gondolas, beginning in the letter G. Now, this NS 200-801 is known as a G519. And I'll tell you how I came up with that number, why it's called a G519. The 5 is associated with 52 foot and less than 61 foot. So they look at the inside of the gondola. It's greater than 52 feet and it's less than 61 feet. That gives it that number 5 to begin with. The 1 means that it's equipped with a steel floor. And the 9 is equipped to the inside height of the sides. In this case, it's 60 inches up to 167 inches. And it is the load limit is greater than 205,000 pounds. So how you can find this information, you can go online, type in the word UMLR, and it's managed by RailLink. And you'll want to look for the Data Specification Manual. And inside that manual is equipment type codes. And this lists every single car type and how they can figure out what the code is for each one. Now, if the car is still active today and still rolling around, such as this Railgun car, there's also a site that CSX offers on UMLR where you can do a search. You just put in the reporting marks, space, and then the car number, and it'll tell you that this one is a G719. So it's very similar to this other car, this NS car, but it's longer. And since it's over 61 feet in overall length, that gives it that G719. Everything else is the same, steel floor, and the sides are greater than 60 inches tall. Now these guns, these are basically your all-purpose guns, your GB guns, which you can see them hauling anything from scrap metal to finished products. Or you can see this one, I've got steel wire, and the other one is pipes. And both of these cars, if you're interested, they were done by Protoloads. You can look for protoloads.com. Does amazing work. Here's another G719, and this one is hauling long I-beams. You also see these I-beams show up on bulkhead flat cars, but they can be carried in gondolas as well. And the next type we're going to talk about is equipped gonds. Did you know that covered coils and coil cars are considered a gondola? That's right, they're called an equipped gondola. And they can either have covers or they can be uncovered. So the covered coils are called a GBSR. And that means it's a gondola, and it's built to haul one particular specialty product. And in the case of a covered one, that R stands that it means it has a roof. So GBSR with a roof. Now you'll see this open gon right here, this UP is considered a GBS, and that it's specialty in that it is designed for hauling. It's called an open coil car. And you can see inside the gun that it has a rack that is designed to hold the coils. Now, years ago, I was a supervisor, and one of the last supervisory roles I had was managing the entire covered coil fleet for Norfolk Southern. And that included managing the prototypes for these two cars right here. Now, equipped gondolas, that includes coil cars, begins with the letter E. Now, this first one right here is called an E241, and this one is an E242. So the difference between the E241 and the E242 is the number 2. It means that it's less than 48 inside length, and both of these cars have cushion underframe draft gears. The 4 is a GBSR, and it's a covered coil car. And the 1 for the first one is a coil steel aluminum equipped car. And 2 for the second car, for the third numeric, is a coil steel car with a transverse trough. Now this UP car is known as the E531. With the first numeric means it's over 52 feet in length, but less than 61 feet. The 3 is a GBS, for it's a specialty gun. It's designed to hold one particular product. And the 1 means that it's designed to hold coils. So this is a coil car, an open coil car. What's the difference between one that's open versus one that's covered? Well, there's some customers that, depending on the product, they can get away with having the steel out in the open just because of what they're making with it. It doesn't matter. But the coil steel cars, a lot of them are insulated and kept from they don't want the coils to get wet, to develop any kind of corrosion or rust. Normally you see those typically would be going for automobile plants and appliance industries. You don't want those coils to get any kind of corrosion or rust. Whereas a lot of times these open coils will go for pipes or tanks, something that may not matter. All right, this CEFX gondola, this was known as a E534. It's a little different in this E531, which was designed to carry the coils. E534 is a gondola that's greater than, is 52 foot and less than 61 feet inside the car, with the 3 being the GBS, and the 4 means this it holds less than 3,000 cubic feet of product. Now these cars are similar to GONX guns, the rail guns, although the rail guns are actually general purpose GB guns, where this is a GBS for specialty. But you see these in general service a lot, hauling scrap metal, although they can be part of a pool that would haul particular product for a particular customer. So these E534s are a very popular gun. You see a whole lot of them. All right, the last equipped gondola we're going to talk about is this older style covered coil car, and it's the same as my Seaboard Central cars. So here's my Seaboard Central car, and these represent an earlier design coil car than the previous ones I showed, the E241 and 242. And this is a E641. And that means that the 6 is it's 52 foot or less than 61 foot on the inside length, and it's equipped with cushioned draft gears. And the difference between a rigid underframe and a cushion underframe, normally we associate a cushion underframe with this particular draft gear right here, and it's designed to absorb impact. So it slides in and out. If it's a hard coupling or slack or whatever, it's designed to protect the load on the inside. And of course, the middle second numeric, the 4 is the GBSR because it has the roof and the 1 is designed to haul steel coils. So the next type of gondola we're going to talk about are the high side gonds that fall under mechanical designation code GT. Now this particular one we're looking at, and also they have the equipment type code beginning in the letter J. Now this one used to haul coal, after the aluminum hoppers came out, the lighter weight aluminum hoppers, the utility companies switched over to them, and all these older steel gonds, high side gonds, many were purchased by scrap metal dealers to haul scrap metal. Now this one is called a J302. With the first numeric means it'll hold over 185,000 pounds. The 0 means it's got a flat bottom. If it had the number 1, it would have a depressed bottom. And the 2 means that the inside length is between 48 feet but less than 52 feet. That gives this one a J302. Another interesting feature about these particular cars is when they were hauling coal, these Colvair cars, they put them in rotary style dumpers to turn them upside down, and they were equipped with rotary couplers. And they always had you could tell them because they had the different paint scheme at the end of the car. Now to simulate a rotary style coupler, I used the KD118s. It's a much beefier coupler. And this meant that the cars could stay coupled together, and the car could be dumped, turned upside down, while it was still coupled to the others that were facing the right side up. However, of course, now that they're hauling scrap metal, they'll use a magnet to get all that metal out of the car now, a crane with a magnet. By far the largest gondola out there is the wood chip gun. And again, these cars are unloaded with a rotary dump, where they push them inside a building that has a rotary dumper. They clasp onto the sides of the car, turn it upside down to unload the product. Being that wood chips are lighter than other materials, they need a larger car to reach that maximum capacity. And this one is known as a J314, and that it can hold 185,000 pounds. And this one has the depressed bottom. And also the 4, meaning that the inside length is 61 feet or greater. The largest cars, wood gondolas out there. Now you can see gondolas operating on railroads long after they've reached the age limit that would prohibit them from being interchanged to other carriers. And so what railroads will do is reassign the gonds to their maintenance away department. In this case, with this older CR gondola, it's been assigned to the maintenance away department to haul cross ties. And it can't be interchanged to other class 1s, but sometimes they get away with interchanging it to short lines. In this case, the car is actually not an overage car, but it is part of Norfolk Southern's maintenance department, and the equipment type code begins with the letter M. In this case, it's an M100. It's just a miscellaneous gun and assigned to maintenance away. Another code you'll often see for these maintenance away guns is an M300. The 30 just means that it's a gondola converted to maintenance service. The 100 means it's just a miscellaneous car. Sometimes they'll throw it in that category as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode on gondolas. If you did, again, be sure to give it a like. Leave a comment if you're interested in more. We'll see how this video does. If it does pretty well, I'll go ahead and do the boxcars next week. So until next time, I'm Tim Garland. Thanks for watching the Seaboard Central, and happy model railroading, everyone.